Hello folks, we're here with a new video. If you've visited our channel before, you know you can always find interesting and fun content here. If you're visiting for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. This will be a great support for us. We wish you all enjoyable watching.
Once upon a time, in the frosty land of Antarctica, there lived a little penguin named Percy. Percy was very small, and he often felt afraid of trying new things. He would watch the other penguins swimming and diving into the icy water, but he was too scared to join them. He would stay on the snowy shore, feeling envious of his brave friends. One day, as Percy was gazing at the shimmering ocean, he heard a cry for help. It was his friend Pip, who had slipped on the ice and fallen into the freezing water. Without thinking, Percy shuffled as fast as his little flippers could carry him and bravely plunged into the chilly sea. With all his might, he swam towards Pip and managed to push him back to safety. Pip hugged Percy, grateful for his bravery. "You were so brave, Percy. You didn't hesitate to jump into the water and save me," exclaimed Pip, his eyes filled with admiration. From that day on, Percy felt a newfound sense of courage stirring within him. He realized that being brave didn't mean never feeling scared. It meant facing his fears, no matter how frightened he felt. He made a promise to himself to be courageous and fearless, just like the heroes in his favorite stories. One bright morning, Percy found himself admiring a towering ice hill. At the top of the hill, there was a magnificent view of the entire Antarctic landscape. All the penguins would slide down the ice hill, laughing and cheering with delight. Percy longed to join in the fun, but the thought of sliding down the steep hill made his flippers tremble. As Percy hesitated at the bottom of the hill, his friend Pia waddled over to him. "Come on, Percy, you can do it. Just believe in yourself," Pia encouraged, nudging him gently. With Pia's encouraging words, Percy took a deep breath and summoned all his courage. With a determined look in his eyes, he pushed himself and slid down the hill. The wind rushed past him as he whooshed down the icy slope, and for the first time, Percy felt exhilarated and fearless. At the bottom of the hill, all the penguins cheered for Percy, and his heart swelled with pride. From that day on, Percy was always the first in line to slide down the ice hill, and he would shout with joy as he descended, feeling braver and more courageous each time. One frosty evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Percy overheard the elders discussing the annual Great Fish Hunt. The Great Fish Hunt was a tradition in which the bravest penguins would journey to the deepest part of the ocean, where schools of the biggest and tastiest fish dwelled. The elders announced that this year they needed volunteers to join the perilous expedition. Percy's heart raced with excitement at the thought of embarking on such a daring quest. Without hesitation, he raised his flipper and announced, "I will go on the Great Fish Hunt. I want to help our colony and show everyone that I am brave and courageous." The elders were taken aback by Percy's sudden declaration, but they nodded approvingly. Despite feeling a little nervous, Percy was determined to fulfill his promise. The next morning, the group of brave penguins, including Percy, set out towards the ocean's depths. As they swam farther and farther from the shore, the water grew darker and colder, and the array of colorful fish surrounded them. Suddenly, a group of fierce leopard seals appeared, their sharp teeth glinting in the water. The penguins were filled with fear, but Percy remembered the courage he had found within himself. He took a deep breath, and with a loud voice, he declared, "We must stand together and be brave. We can outsmart the seals and complete our quest." The penguins looked at Percy with newfound determination, and together they worked as a team to outmaneuver the seals and collect the biggest and tastiest fish they had ever seen. With their mission accomplished, they swam back to the shore, their hearts filled with triumph and courage. When they reached the colony, the other penguins welcomed them with cheers and applause. Percy's bravery had made the Great Fish Hunt a success, and he was hailed as a hero. From that day on, Percy was known as the bravest little penguin in all of Antarctica, and he felt prouder than ever. Percy's courage and bravery had not only saved his friends, but also inspired all the other penguins to be brave in the face of fear. He had shown that even the smallest among them could be the bravest of them all, and he was admired by everyone. And so, Percy the little penguin continued to be as brave and courageous as ever, showing all the little penguins that they too could find their own courage when they needed it most. For, as Percy had learned, true bravery comes from the heart, and it can help you do anything you set your mind to. And so the little penguin who had found his courage lived happily ever after, surrounded by friends who admired him and looked up to him as their own little hero. The end.